we love our jobs. We do it because we love it. We love getting you guys bookings. We love seeing your careers advance to the next level, but we need your help to get to the next level.
Hey, we're back.
Wow.
I was just saying that sometimes when you start over, things are a little bit more relaxed. It's the same as an audition. Yes. And I always find that whenever, because I do this in two parts. I do the first one, and then I do after the live. And the after the live has so much magic in it because whoever my guest is kind of is more relaxed and just starts like chit-chatting with me, and we're not really asking questions, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, that was my fault. I looked up, I keep getting all these text messages. Are you doing the live? Are you doing the live? I'm like, yes, I'm on the live, but I noticed I was on my personal, so I apologize. See, we all have technical issues going on during this time.
We do. But this is another, look, as agents, we are not fallible. We make mistakes too. And so I think it's really interesting that actually happened while we were talking about the fact that actors during this time really need to read the instructions. And so, you know, whenever there's mistakes made, I don't get mad. I know that that's time to reevaluate and talk to my actors, and I know you do that too. And so let's sort of start over again so that we don't have to say exactly what we said, but I do want to talk about, for anybody who wasn't here in the last five or 10 minutes, just a really quick recap of what we said about what's inspiring and what's frustrating about this time during the pandemic.
So just a quick recap. What's inspiring to me is that I get to see my actors for the first time, which I'm loving more than anything. So that's my, you know, again, and I said it in the first time around, that I never get to see anyone's work until the final commercial comes out. So this is a really good opportunity to impress your agent. Yes. I mean, do you ever get this opportunity to impress your agent? Impress us with creating magic. You guys have this, and I was saying to you earlier, have this.
Oh, you just
possibly can take.
Say that last line again, because you froze for a second.
I said, you guys have this time to do as many takes as you want to take. As many times as you want to create the best magical self-tape, you have that opportunity. So do it, you know, so impress us. And the frustrating part on that side is that I'm seeing bad tapes. I was seeing bad tapes. I actually, after 4 months, I think we're in our 4th month, correct?
Yeah.
I'm losing time. We should have one of those calendars that check off each day.
I know.
I feel like this is a nightmare we're living in, but you know, it took about 4 months until now to stop seeing bad self-tapes. And we were seeing a lot of them. And that is why I have my actors send me the tapes for approval before they get to the hands of the casting director, because I do not want them to never be called in by that casting director. And I don't want our name to be ruined because we have talent that can't figure out to do a tape horizontally and not vertically when it says in the instructions how to tape.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that actors don't really realize, is that this is their calling card. Like they're getting, and one of the things we said before was there's 500 agencies right now, all vying for the same jobs. And just getting an audition is actually an honor. It's a big feat to have 500 agencies with all of their people, and we're all submitting. And so just to get the auditions is great. And so to have an actor kind of half-ass a self-tape and think that someone's going to pay attention, I promise you a casting director is going to go right over that self-tape, and they're going to go to the people who actually took the time to try and make them look good, because what the casting director is having to do is then show your tape to their boss, who is the ad agency.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to turn in a piece of crap either, because that reflects on them. So actors need to know that right now we're doing all this work so that we can try and get you jobs, but then you have to make us look good. And then you're also needing to make the casting director look good. And trust me, a casting director is going to remember if you put extra time into your tape.
Yeah, and they want you guys to book. They're not sending you the tape so that they just throw it in the garbage. They want the actors they're calling in the room to book the jobs.
Right.
It is winning a lottery to get that audition. Turn in the best tape. DB Casting they post some stuff on their Instagram, and I love it, of auditions that they've done. And one guy's audition literally landed in the commercial. They took what he did in the audition and they put it into the commercial. It was the best self-tape ever. I loved it.
How amazing is that?
Yeah, it was pretty great. And we've had some actors create magic, and there is a time and place to create, and there's a time and place to stick exactly to what they're asking for, so don't get that confused.
Yeah.
But you just have to read the instructions, really. I mean, it's read right to the bottom, and then you'll hand in the best self-tape. And one of my actors that books all the time, she said to me the other day, she said, I think I know what my trick is. And I said, well, tell me so I can tell everybody else. And she goes, when I slate, I smile. And I was like, it's so minor. It's like the most minor thing one can do. And I was getting a bunch of tapes for DB Casting yesterday, and one of the guys didn't smile in his tape, and I had him redo the slate. I said, redo it and smile. Be inviting. Yes, absolutely.
I love that you're doing that. And I remember back when I used to be an actor back in the day. And I remember I studied with Killian McHugh. And one of the things he does in his privates with actors is he goes over their slate. And so he'll slate with you, and then he'll have you come watch the slate. And it's the smallest thing, but these people, these ad agency people, they want to feel like they want to be your friend, right?
Yeah.
They want to know that when they take you to Atlanta for a job, that they can say, hey, let's go get a beer, right? Yeah. And if you look like you're needy, or you're not trying, or you don't care in a bad way, they're not going to hire you.
No,
like
you have to be inviting and welcoming and approachable. And I always say it's like this light that shines above you. You want to walk into the room or on a self-tape or wherever you are, and people want to be your friend.
Yes.
That's it. They want to be your friend. It's the likability factor.
Yes.
And if you don't have that, like right now, of course, there's self-tapes, so don't look annoyed that you had to spend 2 hours doing a self-tape. But when you're in-person auditions, don't be annoyed that you just drove 2 hours to get to an audition and wait for an hour. Just always, this is your job. You chose it. This is what I always say to everyone.
Yeah. Piggybacking on what you just said, when that starts to happen, I think it's time for actors to take a break.
Of course.
Because if you're not having joy in what you do, then you have to go find your joy and then come back. Because whether you think that that's coming out in your audition or not, it really is. People can smell an ego. They can smell someone who has a chip on their shoulder from a mile away.
Yeah,
we can too. If I smell that in an actor meeting, I don't take on that actor.
No, of course not.
No. So let's we have so much to talk about. We've got a full page of stuff.
All right. Well,
we really just so let's talk about dropping actors, which is a really hard topic to talk about, but it's something that you and I have talked about. We're both doing it right now. It's one of the hardest things you have to do as an agent is drop an actor, especially one that you love and one that you have a relationship with, maybe for years, but you feel like it's just not really working. And so I just wanted to ask you, like, I know this answer, but I want to hear what you say. How hard is it for you to let go of an actor?
So I don't know if my business partner is watching right now, but every day she's like, you have to. And I'm like, I can't. And I did yesterday or the day before, and we were talking about it. It's the hardest thing as an agent. I take people on because I love them. I don't take them on because I want to drop them in 6 months or a year or 2 years. I take them on because I love them. And there's so many reasons why I personally drop an actor. Yeah. So, it's really hard. I cry. I cry when I drop an actor because they're complete. Oh, there we go. Unless they're a shithead, and then I don't, then I'm fine. But for the most part, the people that I drop, here are the reasons. So I hope there's no kids. I just swore. I'm sorry. One,
no, you don't. Okay.
You don't have auditions.
I do it all the time.
Okay, good.
Right.
If you haven't had an audition during this time period, so we're in 4 months right now. If you haven't had an audition, probably I'm not the right agent. It has nothing to do with you as a talent. It's I'm not the right agent for you. So that's number one. And again, you can be the most amazing talent. One of my top bookers who I'm just speaking about, she was with another agent, didn't have an audition in 1 year. She came on, she's my number one moneymaker.
Yep.
So it's just, it's agent, you know, it has nothing to do with the talent. So that's number one. Yep. Number two, if you continuously don't listen to me and turn in crap, that's another reason. And then if you haven't communicated with me in this time period, if you haven't reached out to see how I'm doing or tell me how you're doing or what could I be doing during this, or you know, you haven't watched any casting director lives, or this isn't really what you want to do, in my opinion. Like, for an actor to tell me they haven't watched every casting director live, or, you know, many of them, blows my mind. I as an agent have learned so much from these amazing casting directors. ASG, DB, they've all done such an amazing job helping us agents know what to do. And if actors aren't watching them, you know, taking these free online challenges or whatever they can be doing, creating during this time, you don't want to do this. This isn't what your passion is. So that's, you know, there's reasons to drop. Why do you drop people?
Well, for the same reason. I mean, I believe that the relationship between an agent and an actor is very much like any other relationship between a boyfriend and a girlfriend, or a husband and a wife, or a girlfriend and a girlfriend, whatever it is that you do. And I feel like a lot of times what happens is that agents just let people sit on their roster. And they're okay with that because they don't want to just get into the truth of what it is. And I feel like dropping actors is a lot for them because I want them to make money. I want them to get auditions. And if I can't do that for them, I want them to go somewhere where they can. And so I just acknowledge that we're probably not the right fit. And I also, just to kind of piggyback onto what you said, I actually print out the submission report, and then I print out the audition report, and then I look at how much money we've made. And so it's all based on fact and data. I'm not doing this just because I want to, because I don't want to. I brought everyone on for a reason. I love all of our clients. And sometimes it's just like setting something free so they can go fly.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. And again, the people that you and I both take on, we know they can be successful, or else we wouldn't have taken them on. So it's just that they're not successful with us. And we want to, you know, I think you and my business partner really helped me make the final decision this week to release some people. And you said something, you said, just, you know, you're setting them free to find their proper home. And it's true. And it's hard to think that way because, you know, first of all, I feel bad dropping anyone during this time period because you don't know what they're dealing with on their side. But, you know, there's agencies, not all of them, but agencies are looking during this time period. And so it is giving them the opportunity to go and explore other options, you know, and it's hard. It's hard because we have all developed our relationships with them. So.
Right. And you know, somebody else said that to me. They're like, well, why are you doing it during this time? And I said, this is actually the best time, because this is the time when we're all exploring who we are as artists. It's the time to reflect. So we actually have space to sort of reflect on how we are doing for the actor and how they're doing for us. And normally we're so busy that we don't even have time to do that. So I love what you said, that it's not personal. You know, it's not personal. We're doing it actually out of love. There's no hate in it at all. It's all love, you know?
Yeah. Hard, all love. It's tough. It's the toughest thing. But we want every actor to succeed. And on that note, are you taking submissions now?
I am, but I have slowed that down. So I have 461 submissions I still haven't looked at. And people are still asking me, because I was at the very beginning actually giving feedback. And when I give feedback, like, I mean, feedback on my website, and this is not my actors, feedback on their website, feedback on their photo, feedback on their resume, feedback on their reel. And so the email ends up being this long, right? It takes me 25 minutes to do that. And I can't possibly do it now because we are getting busy. I am sending out. So, and I'm doing, we're theatrical too. You have 2 people, I have 1. So it's like, I have less people, but still it's like, there's no time to really be looking at new actors. You will see that I'm posting like people that I've met, but that's people that I have already, met. So I've slowed down the submissions, but I'm always open for a diamond, right? Aren't you? Like you see something come and you can't help it. You have to call them in.
Yes.
Are you guys taking people?
I'm looking. I have the time now because we do probably like you. We get hundreds of submissions, and I'm not you're the best novelist I've ever met. You write.
Oh no!
Yes, you should write a book. You're amazing. So I'm not that lengthy. I say, please send me your link to your LA casting or. Sorry everyone. So I am looking. I have had FaceTime meetings. I have taken a few people during this time period. Only if you fill a void, really. If you fill a void on my roster, or you're a gem and I just can't pass you up, and I know that you're gonna kick butt the minute you get an audition.
You just gave me chills.
So yes, we are looking, but not at everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if you're like this, but I look at the photo, and if I feel like they fit something I don't have and I'm intrigued, I'll look further. If I don't, I delete it. I don't write back. And that's the other thing. People keep writing to me that, did you get my submission? And I think one of the things, and I talked about this in a class I did yesterday, I feel like actors don't listen to the feedback that's being given. Sometimes silence is feedback.
Yes.
Why am I not getting auditions? Well, you're getting feedback that your pictures are not good. Why am I not getting called back? Because you're getting feedback that your audition wasn't good and you need to go to class. Why did I get all the way to the callback and I didn't book it? Well, maybe you need to do a private with one of the class teachers and find out, because I've had people who are big bookers and then all of a sudden they stop booking, right? And I send them, I say, go do a private. And they just tweak one thing and all of a sudden they're booking again. It's energy.
What do you suggest to people that, off topic, but what do you suggest to people that are on a veil? Every single thing they go out to, they get in a veil. And
well, we just talked about someone the other day. We were texting about someone.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a problem there. So at every level that an actor gets to, you have to push the ceiling up, right? So first, people are auditioning and they're just trying to get the callbacks, right? And then people are getting callbacks, and then maybe they book, but they don't book all the time. And then there's the actor who consistently gets to that thing and they can't push past. It's a block, and they need to figure out what it is. And so I always say there's something blocking you. And I don't know what it is. You have to go figure it out. So you have to go to a class. You have to go to a coach. And even for commercials, I say, go to Killian, go to Allison Horn, go to ASG, go to Toby Lawless, go to someone and ask an expert. I'm not an expert, right? I only know authenticity and truth. That's it. I know good work when I see it, but I'm not in the room with you. But if somebody's consistently getting avails for you for a year and they haven't booked, that's also a reason to drop if they won't go to a class and figure it out.
Yes, but this girl's figuring it out. She's going to class. Yes,
I didn't know
she's
who
great.
You were talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was speaking in general, and then I had one person in mind. But this one person, we've talked about it. Sometimes it is too that you get paired as families, and sometimes you don't mix the dad or the child that you get paired with, or vice,
right.
So it's just not a singular entity. It's kind of a family mix. So yeah, that's all.
I'm just meaning of course, lots of our people who are bookers get availed a lot. And I'm not saying that just because you get availed and don't book it, it's a problem. I'm saying that if somebody has never booked, or they haven't booked in a year or two, and it's always avail, I'm like, there's something to investigate there, right? Because that's your feedback. Okay, so now we're getting back. Now we're going to go into like more general questions. I hope everybody's liking this. I'm loving it.
I know, me too. This is fun.
So what can actors do to make their agent think of them first in a submission?
Such a good question. So on my side, first and foremost, keep relevant in your agent's mind. You know, reach out to us once a week. That doesn't mean call us every day or text us every day. That just means
please no.
Don't do that. I just mean, you know, if something new is happening in your life or you took a class or, you know, just keep relevant, communicate with us so that you're fresh in our minds. It's funny. We haven't talked to someone in 2 weeks and then they text us and the next day they get an audition. No rhyme or reason to it.
Away.
Yeah, it's very strange. I always say there's this energy, like you just need to keep in touch with us.
I love that you're bringing this up because somebody will email me, right? For whatever reason, and I haven't talked to them in forever, and literally within 15 minutes, they get an audition. And I know, and when I send it to them, I say, I just want you to know I submitted this hours ago or days ago. This has nothing to do, like I didn't just get on the computer and say, oh, I better get him an audition.
Yes.
It's because we generated some energy and
it's true.
The powers that be made that casting director click your picture, right? It has nothing to do with us. I
know. It has nothing. It's an energy. So just be in touch with us. Be present in our minds.
Yes.
And then I always say there's an area on LA casting, and I don't think everybody utilizes it, but there's an area where it says other experiences.
Yeah.
And in that, write a novel to me. That's my homework. That as an agent, I look at that. I want to know every last detail about you. I want to know if you're a dog walker. I want to know if you can roll your eyes back. Anything that is not a skill on LA casting that we as agents can search. So tell me every last detail about you because I love to look at that part. That's my favorite thing, you know? So, and then the last thing, my biggest thing with my talent is communication.
Yeah.
Communication.
Mine too.
Like I say to my son all the time, he always asks me, what would be your number one thing if you could do a special skill, like a power? And I say mind reader, because everyone thinks we're mind readers.
Yeah.
So I would want to be a mind reader so that everyone doesn't, you know, I could just read everybody's minds because I don't know when someone's not happy or when, you know, you've done this or that. I don't know any of that. So you got to tell me everything about you, anything. That's
one
me.
of the things I say in my first initial meeting with people, and right now that's on FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, communication's a big deal to me, just like any other relationship, right? So I always say, if you're unhappy or I need to know something, just text me. Every single one of my clients has my cell phone. So, and I'm a huge texter, but don't call me. But I say, you know, text me. And also, like, one of the frustrating things, and this is coming up because of what you just said about learning extra things. Like, I have written to multiple people, like, I need a couple photo. I need a family photo. And they email it to me, and I ask them to put them up online, and then they're not there. And I'm like, you really need to help your agent with all the tools you can so that we can submit you in the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, auditions don't happen magically. They take work. We are working so hard to get every single last one.
The couple, I saw you posting about it, and, you know, we say it every single day. We had a meeting 2 years ago, I think, at our office, and it was, you know, all of our talent coming. And the one thing I stood up and I couldn't have said it louder. I need a friend's photo. Make up a group of friends. I don't care who's in that friend's photo. Get a friend's photo up on LA Casting. That's it. I don't care. And now it's you know, if you have a mom in town or you have a dad in town or you have a real child or a real family, we need these photos. We're in a pandemic right now where they're not pairing you with another person. They want real. So we've had people, you know, put together with their best friends and make a couple. They're not, you know, a real life couple, but they're okay to quarantine together, you know, and so it's you're losing out jobs, everybody. You're losing jobs because we can't submit you. Yeah, so just get the photos up.
That picture that I posted of those two people, they're not even a couple.
Oh, they're so cute.
I think they used to date, and they're like, let's do
so funny.
Because we're missing out on so many auditions.
Yeah, it's true.
And just to piggyback on what you just said, it can't, like a lot of the photos that, this is one of the things I had admired about you forever. You guys, your actors have the best photos.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I'm just like, how does she get people to do this? But also, you sent me a picture of one of your couple photos, and it was beautiful. And then I thought my two actors did a really good job, but I'm getting a lot of photos that are horizontal, so they crop horribly on LA Casting.
Yeah.
And they're far away, like on a trail in a park. And I'm like, how am I going to get you an audition with that photo? They can't even see you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always have said since the beginning of time, and I've been doing this for fucking ever, the picture is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is your calling card. If you have a shitty picture, you will not get auditions. It's just that simple.
Yeah, it's true. You know, it's funny. And I say that it's true. And then I have one guy who got me the shittiest photo I've ever seen in my entire life of being an agent. And the guy goes out, he laughs at me because he's like, you called my photo the shittiest photo ever and you get me auditions all the time. I'm like, yes, you're one in a million that I've said that to you, and it's working. And the reason it works, it's really interesting. The reason it works is because it stands out as a terrible headshot. So casting directors look through it and they're like, oh, I'm sure, I guarantee that this is what's happening. They're looking through and they're like, oh, this is a weird photo. Oh, he's really good, like he's a good looking guy. So they click on him, you know?
Like, back in the day, before, as I was growing my company, so in the beginning, it was like co-stars, then it was guest stars, and then we broke the ceiling for series regulars. And one of the things that reminded me, are you drinking champagne?
It's Perrier. Can you imagine?
Oh, man, I was like, I'm gonna go get my bottle of champagne.
That would be awesome, though.
One of the things I realized was I got this kid and he was gorgeous, right? And he got a really interesting photo. He didn't pay a lot of money for it. His friend took it, but he just looked very grounded and self-assured and gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he went out for every lead in a film and every series regular. And so sometimes there are those anomalies.
Yes.
And then also you don't have to spend a shit ton of money on your photos. I have gone, I Instagram and social media stalk all my clients, and I get photos that their friends took that are just really cool photos, and I put them on LA Casting and they work.
Yes, because they're different. Something unique is, you know, it doesn't always, and I say this to everyone, it doesn't always have to be this photo. Your cheesy commercial, pink background, yellow top, you know,
so
like
boring.
It is, and that's the thing. Like I always say, be a little unique. And I think we spoke about this. Don't go caricature-y in your headshot, but be a character. Who are you? Who are you? Who can you play? If you're a commercial actor, you better believe that you're watching commercials every single day of every day. And you tell me you have Hulu without commercials, not a good thing. So you're watching commercials because this is your job. So you're seeing a Toyota RAV4 commercial. Who books the Toyota commercials?
Yeah.
Guys in flannels, like cool, hip guys in flannels. Get a shot like that up there. Why don't you have that? You know, like this
Why are you wearing a raincoat? Why are you wearing a pea coat in your picture? Because you think you look cool? Are you going to wear that pea coat at the audition? No. You know, I think that it's really important for people to, you know, really pay attention to their photo. I totally just lost my train of thought.
That's okay. Who are your top photographers?
My top, that was my next question. So it fluctuates over the years. I tend to like people who are a bit more artistic with their photos. And right now my favorites are BN Photo. So it's bn-photo.com. Bettina, love her photos. And I love Caitlin Fisher, Caitlin Fisher.com. I think Tandem is great. You know, there's so many good photographers, but I tend to just gravitate towards those two. I really feel like they work. And Caitlin's photos are very kind of general, so they're not specific, but it's about who the person is, right? Yes. And just to say that about commercials is that what I find is that I was in that class last night, and I feel like people are trying to sell, which is what you're doing when you're doing a shticky photo, right? You're trying to sell something instead of just be,
Yeah.
right? Just be authentically you. Like, the ad agencies want the people in Louisville or Kentucky or Louisiana to relate to you. So just be real and just talk to them, right? Who are your favorite photographers?
We send out a list to all of our talent, and I'm the same as you. I don't care if someone spends $1 or $800, as long as they get a kick-ass photo. That's all I care about. And I have had people shoot with one of my favorites, Paul Smith, and spent a lot of money on him and came back with.
He shoots a lot of pretty photos. They're very pretty.
I say whoever you go to. I like Kayvon Ishmaeli.
I don't even know who that is.
He's actually one of our actors, and he's one of the best headshot photographers ever. He works with Vaney Poe. That's who.
I know
okay. I love Johnny Marlowe. We're getting really good photos from him right now. Stephanie Gerard has always been fantastic for us.
We're gonna trade lists.
We're gonna trade lists. I'll send you my list. But again, don't give me 500 pictures with all the same face.
Yeah.
This is your character. This obviously helps your character, but this is your character. If you're gonna, be the tough guy, give me a tough guy look. You're gonna be the happy, helpful Honda worker. Give me that look in your face. Change your character per look.
And here, I don't know if you, I don't know if this happens for you, but I find that a lot of people, first of all, they don't treat their photo shoots like they would an audition. Like, you should go into your photo shoot like it's an audition and really think about thoughts while you are taking the picture so that you're not vacant in your eyes.
Yeah.
And then I also find people just take like 6 different color shirts and there's no rhyme or reason. So I make sure that all my clients send me selfies of what they're going to wear, and we pick it together, and it's very concise and clean and crisp. Yeah. You want to look like you're already on a show, right? Yeah. You're very good at that. I've admired you about pictures for a long time.
So I used to own a production company, and so I did the casting and production and all that. So I love that creative side to me in the business. So I have talent texting me all the time. Is this okay? Is this outfit okay for the casting? And if I have time, I don't want every one of my talent doing it. Please don't do that. But I do. Watch out, I just wish for. I do have a few sending me, what do you think of this outfit? And, when I have time, it helps me get back to my creative juices, which I miss being an agent. So I like it. I like doing that.
I have one more question along this line, and then I want to jump to submissions because I think that's a really important thing for us to talk about. Okay, so when you're doing a submission, when you're taking people on, and I think I might be jumping the gun, but are you attracted to really good photos? Like, when you pick people, do they already have good photos? Or are you one that picks someone and then you guide them to good photos?
So it depends. If someone sends their submission to me and they're a newbie, let's just say they're a newbie, and they don't have photos, but they've sent me their IG, and I look and I'm like, wow, this person is so cool, and they're going to be a star, and I can develop them. And I love developing people. I want to take someone as like a little baby and develop them into being stars. So that's my favorite. So I will help guide them with their photos. And then, if someone comes to me with great photos, I don't need them to take new ones. It's case by case, really. I have to see something in that submission that's going to tell me I can work with them and I can get them in the room. Because casting directors, I know you know this, but actors don't know this. Certain casting directors go to certain agents for certain clients.
Yes.
And I've been an agent 15 years, and over the years I've worked at fashion agencies. So I was the commercial agent at the fashion agencies.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So I've, had the more beautiful people. Now I love character actors. They're my favorite. It's really what's needed right now. So
That's my thing.
It is. And it's developed my board. It's really transpired my board over the last, I'd say, since Lovestone opened. I really have gone deeper because we don't have a fashion division at Lovestone. So I really have widened my spectrum, and it's interesting to see that casting directors have come along my journey with me to change who I normally represent. But that doesn't eliminate me from the print casting directors who book our people all the time, because we do still have that beautiful roster behind us.
Right. I have gone through the same journey as you. You know, my roster continually develops, you know, and for me, it is always just about, it is about the work. Like there has to be this talent that I'm like, I can stand behind. But I love widening my scope, like interesting actors. So, okay.
I'm reading these people's things and they're making me laugh. I'm sorry, guys, we're not answering your questions, but I'm laughing at them.
It's supposed to be
sorry.
Like a fly on the wall kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. So you love their submission.
Yes.
So you've looked at the submission. You love it. You had a great meeting. You sign the actor. What does the relationship look like from there? I mean, like of your longest relationships, why do you feel like those are the ones that last? What's the roadmap or the recipe for that?
We respect each other.
Yeah.
It's the bottom line. We respect each other and we communicate with each other. And, you know, if we feel like something's off, we make it right. And I've had, there's a number of my actors that I've had from day one, me entering into the agent world. I have some of the same actors. I mean, one's on a veil right now for AT&T. So, you know, I love keeping and that's the hard part about dropping people for me, is that I love developing these relationships. I feel like I have 250 kids on my roster. I have one real one, but I feel like I have 250, maybe a little bit more, but on my roster that I babysit and I, you know, take them on their journey. This is their journey. They've hired us.
Yes.
They've hired us
we work for them.
We do work for them. So
and my husband says all the time, you know, you have 150 kids, right? I'm like, I know.
Oh yeah.
They're my kids.
Yes.
Someone will call me mom.
None of mine call me mom, I don't think. No. And a lot of them want to go out to drinks and to dinner and all that stuff. I don't personally have time for that. We were going to do once a month. We were going to text that morning and we were going to show up to the bar and say, hey, we're all coming to this bar, join us. And then COVID happened. So we will definitely do that once our world is back to normal, so that some people can get that interaction with us. But yeah, I don't have time for that. But it's the respect.
Can I just say something about that?
Yeah.
I have people who want to take me to lunch and take me to breakfast and come and have tea with me. And I think what actors don't realize is that if we gave that time to all our clients, we would have no time to work for you. You want us talking about you, not to you, right? It's very important that they understand that we're looking at their face literally all day long. So we feel like we've seen them, right? Yeah. And so we don't need to see them after work for a drink. Like we just don't. And also I feel like, and we're both boutique agencies, so we keep it small. And I feel like I do that for a reason. I do that so that people don't have to buy me gifts so that I remember them. No. I have everyone in my head, every single one of them. And I won't let the roster get big for that reason, because I don't want someone to feel like they have to bring me a coffee so that I remember who they are. And you do the same, I know.
Yeah, we have to, we definitely, you know, we keep it small for a reason, because we want that connection, that relationship with the talent that we represent. Yeah. And, you know, just so you guys, the actors know, I think we work very, very similar, where we roll out of bed and my computer is on the minute I roll out of bed. And then I go to bed with my computer on me. And, you know, my family's not the biggest fan of that, but you know, we work for you guys and we're always working. So we don't have time. I don't have time to go out I haven't had friends dinners, and I can't even tell you the last time, because I don't have time. I literally am working all the time. So I try and take an hour for my son. Yes, we work Saturday and Sunday. So there's no time for coffees. As much as I would love to have coffee with everyone, we just don't have that time.
We just don't. And that's more of a manager's thing anyway. Like, the manager is the one that has more time to kind of go out and talk to you about your career. The agent is the one who's procuring work. That's our job, right? And we love you, or we wouldn't represent you. We believe in you, or we wouldn't represent you. And you better believe, now that you're listening to both of us, if we don't feel like it's working, as hard as it is for us, both of us are really examining the rosters, and we really do think about you all the time and think about whether this is the right place or not the right place. I have hard conversations all the time.
Yep. I
you
know.
know?
Sad. There's still,
I know,
you
it's
know, a
so
few more
sad.
people that I have to go through. But
Just so you guys
I could only do
know,
it once this week.
yeah, just so you guys know, like she and I were texting back and forth, like we didn't want to do it, but we just
Yeah.
knew that it was important, you know? Okay. So on the topic of, well, we already really talked about that. Can you talk to, now I'm really posing this question for more of the newbies.
Okay.
So because I get asked all the time, like, what do you expect or what do you want in a submission? Like some people like write a whole book. Some people don't write anything and it's just like a picture and a resume. I delete those right away. Like what do you like in a submission?
So if it's not a referral, it's on our website. You can submit through our website and it really asks exactly what we're looking for.
Yep.
And if people don't follow the instructions, I will delete you. I'm tired of emailing back saying you need to send your link to your LA casting or your whatever link to your headshots or resume. If you're just saying I want an agent and and put nothing, no materials in there, I don't have time to write you back. And
I love
you know,
you
I just
so much for saying this right now. I love you.
If you've gotten a response from me and there hasn't been anything, you're so lucky because I have done it a few times, but just follow the rules, you know. And I don't want to read a novel. I don't have time to read a novel. I want to know your name, your resume, your coolest headshot out there, and then I want to hear something so special about you that makes me want to call you.
Right.
That's
right.
it. That's,
I don't need to read a resume and then also read the resume in your in the body of your email. Like just tell me something different.
Yeah.
You know, and also stop asking us how to submit to the agency because that's the worst question you can ask an agent because what it tells us is that you're not doing your homework and you haven't done your research on either one of us because my website says the same thing. It asks very specifically. And I actually have a frequently asked questions on a post on my Instagram just because I was getting the same questions over and over and I'm not going to answer them anymore. It's just, you know, anyway.
It's really sad because the actor could be good, but they haven't from day one haven't followed our instructions. So I mean, if they can't follow the instructions from day one, then they're really not the right people for us. So
yeah,
I highly suggest you all guys just follow the instructions. That's it. Just, you know, it makes something a little bit special about you. You know, what would stand out to us about you? There's so many, I hate to say it, but everybody's replaceable. We're in the heart of the best of the best of the best of the best. Everybody moves here that is talented, beautiful, quirky, unique, the best come to LA. So, you know, we're getting hundreds of submissions a week, hundreds. I could literally replace my whole roster if I choose to look at those submissions, you know, so make yourself unique, stand out to us.
Can I just say something else about that? Because I actually have had several actors read an audition, and I'm talking theatrical now, and go, I don't really wanna. I'm not feeling this one. And I'm like, unless it's like a really bad script or it's like a casting director I've never heard of, you're being asked to do your art that day. And just like you said, I have hundreds of submissions of people who would die to have that audition. So unless you are, I have a few actors who can absolutely turn things down. They're working all the time. They're on TV shows. And we have that agreement. Like, I want you to turn this down, right? If you don't connect to the role. But if you're still building your reel, if you are still meeting casting directors and you don't have a lot of fans here, or this particular casting director isn't a fan, if you turn that down, that's giving me information, right? So we are always gathering information on our clients too. They need to be smart.
Yes. We hold charts. I'm a chart girl. So I have everyone's, yes.
So
we give 2 strikes. I know this sounds mean, but we give 2 strikes at our agency, and it's very difficult.
So good. What's a strike?
A strike means we have rules. So when you sign with Lovestone, we send out a rule sheet. So it has very specific rules. Yeah, I'll send you the rule list. Sorry. So we send out rules, and honestly, they are the easiest rules to follow. Easiest rules. And talent break them every day. So you get 2 strikes. If you break our rules, you get 2 strikes, and then we release you from the roster, because it's very simple. I mean, right now, and I'm going to go back to our first conversation, our first topic. If you're handing in a self-tape late right now, it's going in the garbage. You've just wasted everybody's time. It's going in the garbage. Casting directors, I know you probably saw this, but Allison Horn a few weeks ago sent out an audition on Friday. It wasn't due until Monday night at 6. And on Sunday, she said, hey, I still don't have like 80% of my self-tapes. What are you guys waiting for? And it's true, because casting directors get those self-tapes and they send them to the clients as they come in. And if the clients get in the first 20, what they're looking for, they're not going to waste their time looking for anybody else. They're done. They found who they're looking for. So that doesn't mean rush a self-tape. That means get your self-tape in way before that deadline, so that you're in the top 20, 50 people or 20 people that they've called in. That's my suggestion.
On that. Yeah. I think 100%. And I try to tell people, if you wait till the last minute, you're also being submitted with all the cattle, right? It's like a big cattle line, and you get lost. Because if you do a really good self-tape and you send it in early, casting has time to watch it. If you're sending it in with the other 500 people, it's gonna get lost.
Yeah. And you don't have time for a redirect from that casting director. Like, someone just handed into DB this morning and their link didn't work. So they emailed, hey, your girl's link doesn't work. If you're sending that in right at the last minute, they're not going to send that to me. They're not going to give you the opportunity to fix that link. So just get your tapes in. I just want to say something.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Before we hang up on this call, can you guys all request friendship on LOVESTONE? Everyone keeps seeing requests on my personal. I don't accept people on personal. I'm very private. I'm so sorry. Because I post my son there. So I just keep my personal private. So request me on LOVESTONE. That's all I had to say there. I keep seeing it popping up on my phone.
I do the same thing on Facebook. When people request to be my friend on Facebook on my personal page, I say just do the best time page, because I don't know you. You know. Oh God, now I forgot what we were talking about.
Sorry. We have like 2 minutes left, by the way, don't we?
Yeah.
No, because we
started a little late.
We did.
And then when we go, I'll come back on just to do a recap, but you don't have to come back on if you don't want to.
Okay.
I just kind of recap it at the end. What were we talking about right before?
Talent submissions being late and on time.
Oh, yeah. And you said something about DB, and DB's been very nice about sending submissions that aren't correct back, which, by the way, gives us information. Remember, actors, we know who's not doing them correctly.
Yeah.
And I actually find that so beautiful that she's actually taking the time to do that, because most casting directors won't. Most casting directors, if you do the tape wrong, they're going to delete it and it's going in the garbage.
DB casting, Dina, Allison Horn, there should not be any tapes getting sent to them incorrectly. The reason being is they both are sending you guys, they put themselves on tape, showing you exactly what they want. So if you guys are handing in tapes incorrectly, for when a casting director gives you the example of exactly, like, they've put themselves, Dina is the cutest thing in the entire universe I mean, she's so cute. She tells you exactly what you want to do. And so does Allison Horn. I mean, it's right there in front of you. Follow the instructions. The link is there. Let's talk about this for a sec, just while we're on that. I had a few LA casting glitches last week where I sent the first email out, and where we can send our notes in the red, and it has the link to follow and so forth and so on. I always send a reminder if talent haven't confirmed.
Yes.
So that reminder email will go out, and I will say, reminder, please get your auditions confirmed.
I know exactly what you're about to say. I know exactly.
Yeah. So talent took the second email and missed all of the first email.
Exactly.
So talent, please make sure you're reading both emails, because the same information is not on the second one. So you're going to miss everything.
Yes. I have to. I don't have that link. And I'm like, it was on the first one. But also, I'm going to piggyback onto what you just said. We should not have to be sending out a reminder.
No.
If you are getting an audition, you should be. I have had to send 2 or 3 texts at the end of the night saying, please Don't make me chase you for confirmations of your audition. That's not okay. And if I don't have a strike thing, but if I did, that would be on there, because
100%.
if I have to keep reminding the same person to confirm their audition, I'm probably going to put them in the pile of the life is too short.
Yeah.
Right. And I want actors who are like, "Ooh, audition confirmed." I say this in my meeting with my actors. I'm like, here's my job. My job is to get you auditions. Your job is to work on your craft and go to your auditions. Hopefully we book and I negotiate the shit out of that contract and we make lots of money. That's it. It's not about meeting for beers. It's not about talking all day about the class you had and how you feel about acting and any of that shit. It's not. My job is to get you jobs. Your job is to be really good at your job and to go to the auditions. Say yes. Say yes to the universe.
Yes. Press the green check mark. That's it. It's a green check mark. Press the green check mark. And then we're not hounding you. Click it. That's it. That's all I ask. Never press the red one. Press the green one.
Okay. Isn't this a true statement? We don't get paid unless our actors get paid.
Yes.
Everything we do in service of that goal, right? We are trying to make them money so that we can also make money. That's it. It's very easy.
I don't think actors understand that, especially owners of agencies. You know, I once was an agent at an agency and I made a salary. And, you know, agents make okay salaries, but we own the company. So no one's paying us any money. Zero. We make $0 unless you guys book the jobs. So the only way that you guys are going to book the jobs is if you attend or you turn in the self-tapes, we'll talk self-tapes right now, or attend the auditions and you get the booking. Without that stuff, we're not making any money. So when we get angry at you guys for not turning in self-tapes or not attending those auditions, we're doing it because this is our livelihood too. Again, no person is throwing money at us from the skies above. Like we only make it when you guys book. So
and we did a lot of work to get that audition. So basically we've been doing all this work and we get you this audition and then you're like, I don't think so. And I'm like, what? Like, do you know how hard it was to get that audition?
Yeah.
Like, just go have fun, do your art. Do you get to act that day? Like, just go act.
Yeah.
Like, right?
It's so true. It's so true. Sometimes it feels like we're pulling teeth to get them to do something. And I'm like, it boggles my mind a little bit that, because
it might sound like we're being a little negative, but we're so passionate because we love them. Like we love I'm getting chills. I know because I know you now, right? I've admired you for a long time. Now we know each other. I'm telling you, she and I are of the same ilk. We love our actors. We put everything we have into our actors and our business, and we want them to get work.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we give up family time for you guys. So we want you guys. That's a big thing. It's a big thing. Like, we love our jobs. We do it because we love it. We love getting you guys bookings. We love seeing your careers advance to the next level, but we need your help to get to the next level.
Yes.
So,
yes. This is so good. I'm getting chills like all over my body. I like you so much.
Oh, I like you so much too. I'm so glad we started talking.
I'm so glad we did too. And we love Chaim too.
Yes, we do.
Maybe we should do like a 3-person thing with him as well.
Can we do 3 people on IG Live?
I don't know. Maybe we have to do it. I think you can. I've seen people do something like that on here, but we'll figure it out.
We'll figure that out. Yeah, that would be fun if he came on.
If you had just last words for actors as inspiration, something to leave them by, what would you say?
I just, right now, and I keep saying this to everyone, take this time to create. Take this time to enjoy the moment. I mean, we are living in the biggest shit show of our entire lives. Like, it's a dream. It's this dream that we all want to wake up for, but we're not waking up. So take the positives of what we've been given. We've been given this opportunity to create magic and the time. We've been given this time, like, figure out who we are, create the magic and be happy through it. I mean, we've never been given this time in our lives. Take it.
Yeah, I feel like we are coming together as a community, all of us, casting directors, ad agencies, agents, actors. Right now, we all have to come together as a tribe so that we can get our business back on its feet. And whatever we have to do to make that happen is what we're doing together. And it's so much more fun to do it if people are open and willing, and they're really taking everything really seriously and understanding that we are their champion, right?
Yeah.
And if we say something or we suggest it, it's because we really think it's going to help everyone to do better and make money.
It's true. And last note from me, do your part to keep safe. We all want to go back to work.
Please.
We just lost so many jobs this week because LA is not going to be shooting things. We've just learned this. We didn't touch upon this, but you can kind of do it in your recap. But do your part to stay safe so that our world can open up again and that jobs aren't being canceled left, right, and center. I woke up and I text you this morning that another job was canceled. I'm like, oh, this is such a way to wake up in the morning at 7:30 in the morning. My first email that I look at, and I'm like, oh God. So just do your part. Stay safe. No matter why the virus is here, how it's here, who cares? It's here. Let's get it away. No political views.
People, it's like if you're self-submitting and you go to an audition and you don't feel safe, you should leave. Yeah, no job is worth your health. Health is number one. Your family, the people who you're living with is number one. So if you go on to set and you feel like they're not paying attention to the rules, I'm telling all my actors, you just immediately walk off set and call me at auditions too.
Yeah. So far, everyone that has shot for us has said they were safe. We had one guy complain, and that was because he was hungry and they didn't feed him in time. But other than that, that was a very funny message I got from him. But other than that, so far, we've had great things. We just, the shitty part is jobs have canceled, and so stay safe. We all want to get back to work. That's it.
You and I are going to share some champagne really soon.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Of course. Thank you for doing this with me. This was fun. Bye, everyone.
Bye.